In the action-packed remake of Conan the Barbarian, Jason Momoa seems to have trouble keeping his shirt on. Lucky for us, ladies. In his series Red Road on the Sundance Channel, he's fighting a different kind of battle in a war waged between two clashing communities.
The cops been there? No. Did you kill him in the house? It was an accident. I don't care what it was. Did you do it here in the house? Yeah. Go to the store and buy some bleach and scrub this place down, Mike. Okay?
Please welcome Jason Momoa. Very happy
they were
that
very
you're
nice
here.
To me
Yes.
They were very nice to me.
You should have seen most of the questions they suggested were not appropriate. Can I just say that, Jason? Anyway, tell us about this show on the Sundance Channel, first of all. It looks very intense.
He's a bad man in it, and it's really, really good. Tamara Tooney.
Right, love her. She was on the show. She's so great.
Yeah, so basically if Tamara and Tom Sizemore makes me, that's what you're going to get. Julianne Nicholson, who's phenomenal, and the leading man, Martin Henderson, who's just phenomenal. He plays a cop in it. So.
Now let's talk about your background, because you grew up in Iowa. Your dad's Hawaiian, so you spent summers in Hawaii, and I understand that you were actually considering a completely different career.
Yeah, oddly enough, I went to school for marine biology in Iowa. So, yeah, we would go down to the Keys during school, and I would study down there. I did 2 years of marine biology, and I ended up transferring into wildlife biology, and I was in Colorado, and then decided to go get to know my father a little better and go over to Hawaii, and I was working in a surf shop, folding t-shirts, and then this show came.
I know which show that
Some
was.
of you might know what it is. I'm trying to forget.
A lot of red bathing suits.
A lot of red bathing suits. More no clothes. And
in fact, to get a part on that show, you lied about your resume, right?
Yeah, because you needed to have a resume, which is weird. You had to have a resume to get on the Baywatch. But I went down there to meet women, ladies, as you do when you're 19, and they were like, "Do you have a resume?" I was like, "Well, you're a model or an actor?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I modeled on, did some Louis Vuitton and some Gucci. I did some of the Prada, you know what I mean?" They're like, "Okay, cool." And I'm like, "All right."
They were like, "You're hired." Did you have a friend do fake modeling photos for you?
We just took pictures, and they're just in front of a blue screen. You know,
that's so funny.
Brooding in front of a blue screen, but there's no thing that I'm selling. Just me.
So that was your first role, and then I guess you really hit the big time with Conan the Barbarian, right? The remake.
Well, actually, I got Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones before Conan. That's right.
Yeah. So I did that first, and then that got me. You know, they're like, "Well, let's hire the guy who's big and can grunt well and swing a sword. And I was like, I'd love to play Conan. I mean, it was an honor to play that.
We'll talk about Game of Thrones in a minute, but was it hard to fill Arnold Schwarzenegger's sandals? They suggested loincloth. I said no. I'm not asking that. But was it hard to take on that role at all?
You know it was, because there's so many beautiful fans of Conan. You got the Robert E. Howard fans, Frank Frazetta, the Arnold fans, and I wanted to bring something fresh and new to it, and a whole other generation. And so yeah, it was definitely hard. I haven't met him. I'll be pretty happy when I meet him someday, but I haven't met him yet. Yeah, I thought that would be fun. Well, I'm looking at you because I know the scar on your face has become almost as famous as you are. Is there something on my face? No, come over here. So it's right here. and tell everybody, I just wanted to touch his eyebrow. Tell us how you got that scar. It was a pint glass. I got in, a bit of an accident with some glass. Somebody hit you with a bottle or a glass or whatever? Yeah. And I know that it was a pretty significant injury. Yeah. But it's become your trademark in a way. It even has its own Facebook page. I just found that out. You did? Some of the ladies back there were like, wow. Well, we're going to talk more with you in a minute. And we're going to talk about how Jason's childhood crush became his happily ever after. Also about Game of Thrones. That's right after that. If these legs could talk, they'd say they look. And we're back with the very handsome Jason Momoa. And I know that in scene 1 of HBO's Game of Thrones, which you mentioned, was, I guess, the really first big role that you had. I mean, not that Baywatch wasn't big, Jason. Easy. but you stole the show, and we have a clip. Let's take a look. Yeah. Now, I told Jason during the commercial break that I've never seen Game of Thrones. My friends rave about it. I'm going to get into it, but it's supposed to be very violent, Jason. I'm a little violent in it, yeah. It's kind of hard to do that. It is, but it's amazing storytelling. I mean, it's just a phenomenal show. Hopefully you'll be able to see it someday. Yeah, no, as I said, people rave about it, and I'm anxious to dig in, if you will. Yeah. But you didn't speak English in that. What is that? Well, you know what's funny is when I did the audition, I did it in broken English, and they came to me at the table reading, which if you've seen Game of Thrones, there's like 100 people there. So we're doing the table reading. He's like, I think it would be a great idea if you spoke this language. I'm like, oh, it's awesome, because it's silly that one little white girl would learn how to speak, that we would all learn how to speak English and she wouldn't. So they're like, here's the language, and I look at it and I'm just like, I can barely speak American. And, sorry, I can barely speak English. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And then I locked myself in the hotel room and, learned it, but it's very... What's it called? It's called... Dothraki. Yeah, Dothraki. It's like, ooh, yes. It means like... It's very like... Yeah, a lot of grunting. Meanwhile, you have been married for 7 years to the lovely Lisa Bonet of the Cosby Show. And how did you guys meet? Lucky bastard. Oh, it's been fine. We met through mutual friends. I tell you, when I first met her, she didn't know that I was a stalker, but I was. And I was with one of my best friends, and when I turned around and let her introduce us, I literally like fireworks. I turned around to my buddy, she's like, hi, I'm Lisa, I'm Jason. I just turned around to him, like a little girl was going like, and I'm like, hey, Jason, well, nice to meet you. I'm trying to pull it together, but yeah. You should go ahead. I'm sorry. No, she definitely makes me shy, and it's been hard. She's on the show with me on the Red Room. That's right, and you just directed her in a movie, and I guess the reason why you were off the clamp when you met her is that you grew up, you watched her, you loved watching her on the Cosby Show. I don't want to say you grew up watching her on the Cosby Show, but you watched her on the Cosby Show. I was definitely, that was the first one where I was like, I want that one. I want her. I'm gonna get her. I didn't tell her after we had our 2 children, but yeah, I was joking. I kind of stalked you. I'll have to find you.
And tell us about the movie that you directed her in.
It's called Revamped, and it's just kind of a man saying goodbye to his life. And it's a road movie, and she plays a love interest in the movie. And pretty excited about it. It took me about 2 years, and that really helped me get Red Road. So I played the American character in that too, and so it took me about 2 years to make it, and I wrote it with some friends and directed it, and unfortunately I had to star in it, but that's how to start it all.
And when is that coming out?
July 15th. We're out in New York and LA, and you'll be able to see it soon.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So things are going well. You're happy. You've got 2 little kids. What, 5 and?
5 and 6.5.
Aw. And that's nice. And so what else is ahead for you? Obviously, you've got your show.
Well, hopefully everyone sees the show tomorrow, and we'll be doing season 2. Otherwise, I wrote my next. Working on my second movie that I'll be directing, and that'll be in Hawaii. It's a bit of a period piece, so I'm excited to do that. And then, maybe try to get a comedy here and there. Now that people know I speak English.
And you are funny.
I like it funny.
You are funny.
There you go. So maybe they'll believe that you do maybe a romantic comedy or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I think anything's possible. It's so nice to meet you. You're so nice and fun and relaxed and easy to talk to. And good looking from the audience.
Thank you.
Oh, that too. Anyway, thanks, Jason. And by the way, Red Road premieres tomorrow at 9 p.m. on Sundance. And up next, you can have your cake and eat it too. Duck Goldman is here for Wedding Wednesday if you want to stick around. That's right after that.
A joint match because 2 of my cousins, my best friend.
Open sesame.
Hey, Joe, we're down to the last Butterfinger.
The last Butterfinger! Aha!
Hey! Simpson going deep.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite of Butterfinger.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
I'm the master reptile.